Star Trek's 12 Best Love Stories. Ranked. Star Trek has always been a franchise that explored bold new frontiers, but it has also delved into the intricate and emotional depths of relationships. Love, with all its complexities, has been an integral part of many storylines across the various Star Trek series. Whether it's the passionate and complex love of two crew members or a brief yet deeply meaningful romantic encounter, Star Trek has presented us with a wide range of relationships to root for. In this article, we'll rank the top 12 love stories from the Star Trek universe, celebrating the most memorable, touching, and sometimes bittersweet relationships in the franchise's long history. 12. Worf and Jadzia Dax. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Worf, the stoic and often brooding Klingon, and Jadzia Dax, the wise and spirited Trill, made for an unexpectedly beautiful couple in Deep Space Nine. Their love story was complicated by their individual histories, Worf's loyalty to Klingon traditions and Jadzia's long life as a joined Trill, yet their differences only made them stronger. Their relationship was filled with moments of humor, passion, and deep respect. The tragic end of their relationship, Jadzia's death, added a layer of emotional weight that remains one of the most heart-wrenching aspects of the series. Why it's ranked here? Their love story is emotionally charged and provides one of the series' most poignant moments. However, it's a bit overshadowed by some of the more long-standing relationships in Star Trek lore. 11. Riker and Troi. Star Trek The Next Generation. While Riker and Deanna Troi had an on-again, off-again romantic relationship throughout The Next Generation, while their love was never fully realized during the show's run, it was clear that their bond was deep and enduring. Riker's casual charm and Troi's empathic abilities made for an interesting dynamic, and their relationship was often tested in various ways. They ultimately reunited in the film Star Trek Nemesis, where it was implied they had finally settled into a long-term partnership. Why it's ranked here? Although their relationship has many memorable moments, it didn't have the same depth or longevity as other Star Trek couples, which places it lower on the list. 10. Kirk and Carol Marcus. Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan. In Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the backstory of Captain Kirk's relationship with Carol Marcus is revealed. Although they share a history filled with passion, their relationship ultimately ends due to their different professional priorities. Their son, David Marcus, is a central figure in The Wrath of Khan, and Carol's role as his mother brings Kirk's past relationship into focus. Why it's ranked here? The relationship is significant to the plot of The Wrath of Khan, but it's more about Kirk's past than a long-term love story. Still, the moments of regret and longing between Kirk and Carol add emotional depth to the film. 9. Spock and Uhura. Star Trek The original series and Star Trek movies. The romantic relationship between Spock and Uhura in the rebooted Star Trek films, played by Zachary Quinto and Zoe Saldana, offered a refreshing take on the iconic characters. Although their bond was never fully explored in the original series, the new films delve into the complexities of their relationship. Uhura's emotional intelligence contrasts beautifully with Spock's Vulcan logic, creating a dynamic that feels both natural and tender. Why it's ranked here? This relationship takes a backseat in the original series, but the rebooted films gave it more attention. The chemistry between the two is undeniable, but it doesn't quite reach the depth of some other Star Trek couples. 8. Bashir and Ezri Dax. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Following Jadzia Dax's tragic death, Julian Bashir found himself in a complicated relationship with Ezri Dax, the new host of the Dax symbiont. Though they initially struggled with their feelings for each other, their eventual romance was a tender and heartfelt exploration of how love can develop under unexpected circumstances. Unlike his previous crush on Jadzia, Bashir's relationship with Ezri is more mature, and they share a quiet understanding that grows as they work together. Why it's ranked here? Although their relationship was charming and meaningful, it didn't have as much time to develop as some of the other couples, which puts it slightly lower on the list. 7. Tom Paris and B'Elanna Torres. Star Trek Voyager. The love story between Tom Paris and B'Elanna Torres is one of the most relatable and realistic in Star Trek. Their relationship began with tension and antagonism but evolved into a passionate and solid partnership. Both characters had emotional baggage, Tom's rebellious past and B'Elanna's struggle with her Klingon heritage, which made their journey toward mutual understanding and love all the more rewarding. Their eventual marriage and the birth of their daughter in Star Trek Voyager marked a significant, heartfelt moment for the series. Why it's ranked here? Their chemistry and development over the course of Voyager make them one of the series' most enduring couples. However, their story doesn't quite reach the emotional highs of some other couples on this list. 6. Data and Jenna Desora. Star Trek: The Next Generation. While not a central long-term relationship, Data's brief romance with Jenna Desora in the TNG episode, In Theory, is one of the most poignant explorations of love and human emotion in the series. Data, the android with no emotional capabilities, tries to understand and experience love with Jenna. This relationship is significant because it showcases Data's desire to explore humanity. And although it doesn't last, it's a heart-wrenching reminder of the complexities of love. Why it's ranked here. Data's journey to experience love is touching, but his relationship with Jenna is short-lived. However, it highlights one of TNG's central themes, exploring the human condition. 5. Dr. Beverly Crusher and Jean-Luc Picard. Star Trek: The Next Generation. Jean-Luc Picard and Beverly Crusher had a deep, unresolved tension between them throughout The Next Generation. Their history together and the feelings they had for each other were often alluded to but never fully explored. However, their mutual respect and subtle romantic chemistry were undeniable. In the film Star Trek: Insurrection, it's implied that they could have been more than just friends, and there's always the lingering what if between them. Their complex and unspoken love adds an emotional layer to Picard's character. Why it's ranked here. While their love story is never fully realized, the chemistry and underlying affection between Picard and Crusher have made them one of the most beloved couples in the TNG universe. 4. 7 of 9 and Chakotay. Star Trek: Voyager. While Star Trek: Voyager focused primarily on the crew's efforts to return home, the relationship between 7 of 9 and Chakotay offered a rare emotional connection. Chakotay, who had a deep understanding of human emotions, helped 7, formerly a Borg drone, navigate her humanity. Their relationship was slow to develop but ultimately poignant, showing that love could help heal even the most fragmented souls. Why it's ranked here. Although it was not explored as deeply as some other romances, the relationship had a profound impact on both characters. Their connection is underappreciated but moving. 3. Kirk and Spock. Star Trek: The Original Series. While not a traditional romantic relationship, the deep, almost familial love between Captain Kirk and Spock was one of the most enduring aspects of Star Trek. Their bond transcended friendship and was built on years of mutual respect, loyalty, and sacrifice. From their early adventures together to their heart-wrenching farewell in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, the Kirk-Spock relationship is one of the franchise's most iconic and beloved. Why it's ranked here. While it may not be a typical romance, their bond is one of the strongest emotional connect